Congressman Darrell Issa from California. Congressman, welcome to the EIB network, sir.
Well, Rush, thanks for the opportunity to clarify what a half hour of an interview turns into when it turns into one bullet line by an author.
Well, let me tell you what it says. The whole story is about you guys wanting to shut down government and how that won't work. It's all about how Republicans really in private realize they're going to have to compromise with Obama, and you get quoted. It's pretty clear the American people expect us to use the existing gridlock to create compromise to advance their agenda that way. They want us to come together with the administration after we agree to disagree. That's what they quote you as saying.
Well, certainly, to me, we're going to have to fund our military. We're going to have to make sure that we have an active role in overseeing this president in so many ways that he has, up until now, just ignored. He's told his own party, don't look, and he's told my party that we have no right to see. So it's going to be acrimonious, there's no question, but it's also going to be an opportunity to get this country in the right direction again. You know, when we ran the table, having the House, the Senate, and the White House, we still didn't achieve our Republican principles to a level that I'm satisfied with. And I don't expect this president to be a born-again Republican, but I certainly would like him to recognize that he's been running us into ruin.
Well, do you expect him to do that? Do you expect the president to come to you and say, okay, you know, you guys won and I lost, and I guess the American people are rejecting me. I guess I'm going to have to work with you. Do you expect him to do that?
No, I expect him to take a little while to figure out that the Presidential Records Act means they can no longer use Google to do politicking inside the White House in violation of the law. They can no longer ignore the Hatch Act violations they've been doing. They can no longer do Sestak Romanoff-type deals with federal taxpayers' dollars. I expect those changes to happen, and, you know, there'll be a certain degree of gridlock as the president adjusts to the fact that he has been one of the most corrupt presidents in modern times. He has ignored the very laws that he said were so vital when he was a senator, and, you know, he's going to have to come back a direction. Now, at the end of the day, John Boehner is going to have to figure out how we have a budget and appropriations. In my case, I had the committee that's all about making sure that the administration obeys the law, that waste, fraud, and abuse not be tolerated, which obviously is not the case now, but that's the change that's going to happen for my committee, and I'm looking forward to it.
Let me explain to you why people were calling your office all upset. The people that are going to secure the Republican victory look at Barack Obama as somebody who's destroying their country. He's not somebody to be compromised with, somebody who needs to be stopped. They know that you're not going to have the ability to get him to agree with your legislation. He can override any of your vetoes. You're not going to be able to override his vetoes. But the idea that you're going to end up working with him is anathema. People want this man stopped. That's why this profound turnout is going to happen. The idea that, you know, work with him on a budget, we want him defeated. And nobody expects him to move in your direction. We expect him to try to get around you with executive orders, to try to ignore you, to further his agenda, however he has to continue doing what he's doing to the country. And that's basically restructuring it and destroying the private sector, destroying the job-creating sector. And people are going to elect you in droves and record numbers to stop that.
Well, and we're going to stop it. First, we stopped Nancy Pelosi from being Speaker, which allows us to say nothing shall come to the House floor unless, in fact, it has Republican principles behind it. But even more so, you hit the nail on the head. This president's going to try to use executive orders. He's going to extend past it. My committee's number one responsibility is to make sure that the administration obeys its laws. Government oversight is going to be vigorous. I'm going to increase the number of committees, subcommittees, and we're going to make sure that this administration starts playing by the rules. We're also going to take on some of the things that have probably legitimately been dragging on since the last administration. You know, when we went after Sestak, we had people from the Bush administration tell us, well, that's always happened. Well, it's not going to happen on my watch. When we get the majority, it's got to stop. American taxpayer dollars And I realize there's non-discretionary problems, but the discretionary dollars are being used to corrupt America's basic direction and values. So that is what we're going to do. There's going to be no compromise on moving to Republican principles. There's certainly going to be no compromise on how the House is run. We've had 4 years of Nancy Pelosi having only closed rules and no debate, and John Boehner has promised open debate. But I'll tell you, it's going to be...
Wait, Congressman, the people don't care about how the House runs. They don't care about open debate. They care about stopping Obama and the Democrats. They care about saving the country. They don't care if Obama goes to jail. They don't care if Axelrod goes to jail. They want them stopped. They want them to have no power. They're not saying let's talk about how to do it in a way where we both get what we want. They want Obama stopped. They want to save their country. They don't care what Boehner's going to do with the rules of the House. They don't care how they're going to get even with Pelosi. They don't care that Pelosi is going to be there. It's Obama and the Democrats in toto stopped. It's not more complicated than that.
And Rush, we will stop them. We haven't had the power to stop them, but we will stop them. And the fact is, we've got to be different than we were the last time. When I led the charge against TARP, I was threatened 6 ways from Sunday because it was the Bush administration that wanted that large amount of walking around money based on things they said they were going to do they didn't do. So it's not just stopping Obama, which is critical. It's stopping a Washington that, in some cases, was wrong-minded before Obama got there.
Okay.
So he's got a bigger job than
exactly that. Right. You can phrase it in a bunch of different ways, but it's very fundamental and simple. What the American people see the Democrats doing, and in fact all of the ruling class of Washington doing, is taking away their opportunity for fiscal responsibility, economic prosperity, and turning that over to the government. They want that stopped, and that's what they think electing Republicans will accomplish. I'm glad you called. I appreciate the opportunity to clarify this. Sadly, out of time. Congressman Darrell Issa, California. We'll be back.